All right, Dad, what's going through your mind right now before your race, your final race of the quarter?
Yeah, a lot of things, right? A little bit nervous. A little bit nervous, making sure that I have get enough food in me. Have some oatmeal. Some yogurt right now, bananas, and some other food coming. Again, not really knowing what to expect, so sometimes the unknown can be a little bit nerve-wracking. So that's the main thing. Is just I feel good about my conditioning. The last couple of weeks, I was really intentional, so I'm not too worried about that. I think, but then again, you just don't know. So just that'd be the main thing.
All right, Dad, what keeps you mentally locked in when your body's tired?
Just the training, kind of thinking about all the hard work I put in and all the times that I wanted to quit during training, and I don't quit, and I kind of use that mentality. The saying I always say is 1 foot ahead of the other foot, 1 step at a time, and I do that, try to think about that when it hurts the most during the race, just kind of 1 foot in front of the other. As we always say, 2 o'clock always comes. And those that know understand that 2 o'clock always comes. So the end is always going to be there. You just have to keep moving forward.
Well, here we go, the Waffle House connection right here. My brothers in arms, and as a tribute to Waffle House, we are rocking Waffle House. Yes, sir. We're doing it in true Beacons form. Appreciate y'all. This is the end of a long year of OCR, so we're gonna have fun with it, get through it, and go from there, man. Just appreciate it.
All right, so what does finishing this race mean to you?
Man, I can't even really express what it means to me. It's been, about 7 years ago, almost 8 years ago, I had back surgery, and I never thought I would have been able to, do anything like this before. Much less the real concerns were would I be able to walk? Would I be able to continue to work? So nothing like doing something as stressful and crazy and chaotic as OCR races. And so, that's kind of, the biggest thing that means to me is finishing the drill, working hard, setting a goal, being able to finish the goal, despite the obstacles, the pain, kind of set it. And it's just, it's been a personal journey for me that started beginning of this year. And this will be like the completion of one phase of that journey, and just the start of the next phase of that journey. So this means a lot. It means probably more than words can really describe.
How do you feel like this year has transitioned you since you started the obstacle races?
When I started, it was can I finish? Will I be able to finish? Now I know I'm gonna finish.
Yeah, the final one of the year, last one of the season. Here we go. That's that trifecta. We're going after it. We got the Beast. We're calm. We're gonna get this thing done. We're gonna work hard. We're not gonna quit. We're gonna just take it 1 step at a time. 1 step at a time. Thank you for everybody's support, everybody that came through, everybody that showed up. I really appreciate you, man. Let's get this. Let's go. Water. Get started.
All right, y'all, so we had some technical difficulties. The weather that I showed, they actually went ahead and canceled the race. Not canceled it, but they had us get off of the course because of the rain. They said it's a level 3. So everybody had to go to their car. So what I'm gonna do is move my car closer. Move the car closer so my parents don't gotta travel as much. They let me. And hopefully we can get back out here and finish the race, because I know this is something that's so big, but God always has a plan for things that we can't foresee. So
It's just the amount of pain that you go to finish, you know. And so I think the main thing that has kind of main difference is my self-confidence. I've gone through this journey this year of self-discovery, and it's a different level of self-love. And understanding that self-love means not that you disregard everybody else, but you prioritize your mental health and your mental peace. And despite all the pain and all the suffering that you go through, be it through training, be it through the actual race itself, be it through the obstacles of life, you know, creating a mental, internal peace. And that's what I'm able to do a lot of times now, because I often reflect on the hardest times that I have experienced. And that gives me a peace to know that I've overcome so much things.
So they're telling everybody to evacuate, but I'm going to find my dad. If it's a level 3 storm, why am I evacuating to the car leaving? Nah. So I'm on a race. I'm on a course actually where I shouldn't be, but I am. Find my dad. So mission 5 weeks. Do it. So at the point of the race starting back, they told all the racers they could either finish and cross the finishing line without getting their medal, or they can go back to wherever they were at the moment that the race delayed and finish the race there. My dad already was at the 10-mile mark, so he had to walk back 3 miles to go and finish the race, but he stayed committed and went and did it. You almost there, you got this?
Chop out the brain, speed out in flames, crib is insane, stones in my chain, money, power and fame, risking their life for these millions, buying my game, I got it, giving them ways, I got it, more dough than Amos, 8-bedroom is amazing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You did that.
You a different beast, man.
Yes.
Yes, sir. You the beast. You a beast. The trifecta.
Somebody bring me back to my life.
Where we at?
Cleaned up,
Yo,
fit check,
Fit check. Boom, boom.
Nike.
Nike, what we got?
Nike.
Shoot, we going to get some grub. Shoot, I'm gonna have me some dessert. You know what I mean? Have me some salmon. You know, I'm gonna just do what I do. What's up, Shaq? Friday.
What color is that? All right.
I don't feel like eating. Yes, let's go.
go.
Turn them over. All right. How does it feel crossing that finish line after all your races this year?
It was felt good. You know, it felt really good. A little bit of a relief. Weight came off of me just because it was 9 total events this year, and this was the culmination of a year's worth of hard work and pain and injuries. And so to be able to cross the finish line, especially this one because of there were some unique challenges in this last race. It was 13.1 miles. I ended up running over 20 miles because we had lightning delay, and so we had to go back and forth and run back and forth on the course. So it felt really good just to kind of put a check next to one of the goals that I set early in this year and be able to accomplish it.
What was the hardest moment out there? How did you get through it?
Wow. There were levels of challenging moments, let's just say that. But I think probably the hardest was at mile 10, there was a lightning alert. Well, right at mile 9, there was a lightning alert. And so we continued to run and continued to go through the course. And right before mile 10, they stopped the race, stopped all the chips and everything. And they said that they had to close down all the obstacles, close down the course. And then it started raining. They said we needed to go back to the finish line, which was about almost 3 miles. So we went back to the finish line, ran it back to the finish line, 3 miles. And there was a lot of uncertainty. And we waited for about probably all instead of over 2 hours for everything to kind of pass by. And then in order to get, for the race to count, we had 2 choices. One was either we can go over the finish line and that be it, or we can go back to where we were at and start from there, and then they'll reactivate the chips, and then we count as a finisher. So we ran back to 3 miles to call it mile 10. But unfortunately at that time, my body started to stiffen up, and it was I was really aching, my back was hurting, my leg was hurting, actually went numb. And so I would say from that point moving forward, and there's a point in the race where you're near the finish line, and there's all the spectators are cheering, and you're doing some of the obstacles. And at that point, I was just walking, because I was in so much pain. And so you think you're there. You think you're at the finish because you're right there. And then it takes you back out into the woods, and you actually have about another 2 miles. And that was the toughest part. I mean, thinking you're at the end and then finding out that you still had about 2 more miles to go through rough terrain, climbing hills, and doing a lot of challenging obstacles. That was the toughest part. That was probably the time when I really thought, I don't know if I can finish because I was in so much pain. But fortunately, was able to kind of gut through it and finish.
Who or what do you think of when you're out there getting through these obstacles?
I think of a lot of things. I think of, like my family and the people that have been on this journey with me, and the standard and the expectations I've set, and things that I've preached my entire life to them about finishing what you start. So I think about that. I think about when I was a pledge in college and crossing the line, and getting, and doing that by myself and not quitting. I think about all the hard work that I've done prior to the event, and all the pain in the gym and through training. I think about my wife, who's always there. She's been my biggest cheerleader, and I think about the people that are part of like V's inspiration that receive that message, and they've wished me, well wishes and positive thoughts. And then I think about my son. I think about the example I'm setting as a father, and about setting a goal and completing that goal, regardless of the hardship.
and all the things that you may encounter along the way. That's just how life is. Life is gonna throw curveballs your way. It's gonna throw unexpected challenges your way. And the easy thing is just to quit and stop. The thing that you're supposed to do is continue to go forward. And so I think about all those things, and and also I just think about myself, from a standpoint of, this is something that I owe myself, the ability to go through some things and be able to congratulate myself for a job well done. So that's kind of all that goes through my mind as I go through these races.
Do you have any encouraging words to anybody looking at this video who may want to do the Beast or the Trifecta?
Yeah, you wanna, just, make sure that it's something that you are committed to doing. And I intentionally did it this year, every race by myself. I had my support group, but physically and out there on the courses, I didn't want to do it with a team because I had some other objectives I was trying to reach. I wanted to make this a personal solo journey throughout the year. But I would encourage you, if you're going to do this for the first time, do it with some friends, do it in a team format, because it is challenging. And it really helps that if you have somebody out there encouraging you, pushing you along. Because if you don't, it's still doable, but it's so much more challenging. So I would encourage you to, solicit a friend or recruit a friend or a loved one or someone or a group to go out there and do the race. It makes it so much more enjoyable. Train. Please make sure that you don't go out there without any type of training. Read up on what it takes from a nutrient standpoint. That is one of the biggest things that I've run across with people on these races. It happened in this race, this Beast race, where people, they don't have enough hydration, they don't have enough salts and electrolytes, and they end up crashing, as we call it on the course. So make sure that you read up on the nutrition and make sure that you properly prepare yourself from a nutrition standpoint, but also from a physical standpoint. Do some training, do running. Understand Spartan races are running races, and they are that are broken up with obstacles. So do your miles, do your mileage. Don't overdo it, but definitely want to make sure that you're preparing yourself from getting out there and getting some cardio in, because that's what's really going to help you in the later stages. The sprints, you can kind of get by that, but the super and the Beast, you really want to make sure that you're doing cardio. And just last thing is just have fun with it. Just have fun with it. The main goal is to finish the race, right? And if you're able to get out there, you've already won the day if you start the race, right? So I think it's important that those are the things that you hold dear to you. Solicit or recruit a friend or do it with a group. Make sure your nutrition is on point, that you read up on how to stay properly hydrated and with all your electrolytes and your salts and everything. Make sure you do your training. Don't just go in there cold. People do it, but you increase your chances of injury. And then the last thing is just have fun. Find something you love and chase it is a mantra that I came up with V's Inspiration, which is my daily text that I send out to a bunch of people. And it's not just about fitness. It's about life. It's about finding a passion that you have in life and running after it with reckless abandon. That's why we live. If you enjoy reading, then don't just read a book. Go to all the libraries in the world and read books in those libraries. If you love someone, don't just say, I love you. Profess it every single day and show it every single day. If there's something that you are passionate about, chase it. But you have to find it, right? You have to know what your passions are. And I think that's what makes life worth living, because life is going to be filled with ups and downs and challenges and disappointments and heartbreak and loss. You can't avoid those things. But it makes it so much more fulfilling if you have a passion or love that you can find and just go after that. It makes everything else kind of background music to what you really want to do, which is finding a passion, finding something you love, and just going after it. So that's what that slogan means: find something you love and chase it. I think that is one of the secret keys to life. I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who has been on my team. And being on my team does not mean that you are physically always with me. You know, my son, DeMarcus, he's been able to go to a series of these events with us, and it's been a wonderful relationship building opportunity. It's been, I think he's gotten to see a different side of his dad. I've gotten to see a different side of my son. So that's probably what made this whole thing even much better. Thank you to my wife, who's my ride or die. She is always with me, and sometimes begrudgingly, but she hangs with me. And so I want to say thank you to her. But also I want to say thank you to all the people that have sent me messages of support and love and congratulations. I want to say thank you for being here for me in spirit and prayer. I really do appreciate you. And I just want to say thank you to my Lord. Lord God, I appreciate the strength, the courage, and the ability to be able to do these things that I had no idea that I would be able to do. So, thank you.